What's up, YouTube family? It's been a little bit. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, my name is Chris. Some call me Howie. Either works. Welcome to the channel. And if you haven't yet, any of you guys seen the Daytona week video, go check it out. It's a little bit of a slow start, but man, it was one heck of a trip. Had a lot of fun. We truck and trailered down to my father's house in South Carolina, and then we rode the bikes from there down to Daytona Beach, and of course rode back up. That was a ton of fun. I think we spent maybe 5 days total. It was kind of a short trip, but it was a fun trip. So check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And we are back north. Currently I'm actually in Vermont. It is finally spring is finally sprung. It's a little bit on the chilly side today, but as you can see, the leaves are starting to pop, just starting to bud, I should say. And I cannot wait to get on and go out for some trips this year. I got a couple ideas, some new ideas, new places to explore. Can't wait. Also, over the winter, I added the Legend Revo A or Revo Arc shocks to the rear of the Street Glide. And then while I was down in Daytona, I ran into Legends right at Teddy Morris's Harley Davidson. They were there, they had a tent set up. Talked to them for a good while because I had kind of some mixed feelings on the cartridge kits for this bike. This is a 19 Street Glide special with the 114 if you didn't know. A couple of things I was kind of going back and forth with the Legends front suspension, and one was I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do with the front wheel of this bike. You know, a lot of people are putting 21s on the front. They look really good, and I totally agree, they look great. But the main reason I bought a Street Glide was to actually tour. I bought a touring bike to tour. Now, I got young kids. My trips are usually only 2 or 3 days long, but I want to be able to, you know, do 600, 700, 800 miles in a day if I want to, comfortably, you know, getting on and off the bike constantly. And I've done that many times. If you go on my channel and you look through some of my videos, I've done just that. You know, it's nothing for me to put 1,500 miles on a weekend, and I'm happy to do it. I enjoy it. That's why I bought this bike. So with that being said, talking to Legends, he kind of really told me to stick with the stock front tire for 2 reasons. One, your handling and your comfort, your ride is just going to be better with the stock tire. The second reason, if I ever need a front tire out on the road, it is far more common for a dealer or even a small, you know, off-brand shop to have that tire in stock if it's just the stock size for these Street Glides. So with that being said, I bought the kit that is geared for the stock size wheel, not the 21-inch. The other hiccup that I was going back and forth on is I live here up in New England, Massachusetts, currently in Vermont riding, but our roads are rough because our winters are rough. The plows go through, they rip up the road, we get frost heaves. Like, our roads are just never in good shape unless they are freshly paved. So our roads are very rough. And I've heard that the Legends front cartridge kits, they help with the bigger bumps, but the smaller road imperfections you can feel. That kind of scared me. I was like, oh man, like, you know, every time I ride over these little lines or little bumps, am I going to be, you know, getting my teeth jarred, you know, because this is a stiffer front end now. Not the case. Now that I have them installed, now that I've been riding on them, I totally understand what he means. And right now, I'm just gonna say I highly recommend them. Way better than the stock suspension. It's definitely stiffer. Yes, you absolutely can feel the smaller road imperfections, but not jarring in any way. Yet the bigger jumps or frost heaves or potholes or any of that are absorbed 100 times better than they were in the past. You know, the stock suspension, I felt like this bike was almost rigid framed. I mean, obviously not really, but compared to my motocross background, being spoiled with suspension, that's what it felt like. Now, I'm still fully aware I'm on a 900-pound motorcycle, but the suspension is hands down way better now, front and rear. Another thing I noticed with the front suspension is this bike is way more fun to just dip and go through the corners. Like, I point, she goes. You know, I don't get any front end diving, I don't get any weird movements. Like, I ride this thing through the twisties, which is one thing that is awesome about the Northeast, is there is a lot of twisty roads. So it is fun. I'm dragging peg on this thing all the time, not even meaning to, because I'm having so much fun through the corners. And again, I ride this bike to tour it, not to hot rod it. You know, I didn't buy this thing to race it. But I am just having fun through the fun going through the corners. Even with my wife on the back the other day, I came through a corner, hairpin corner, dragging peg without even trying, and I'm comfortable. So it absolutely helps the front end of the bike. If you listen to them talk about their suspension, they will tell you that the performance handling comes out of the front and your comfort comes out of the rear. And again, I completely understand and I agree with that statement now that I have it and I've put some miles on it. Totally agree with that. So very happy. Can't wait to put some longer mile days on and just see how comfort is overall. You know, when I'm up to that 600-700 miles, see how I'm feeling.